Hello guys, this is Mauro from Infotech.com, and in this video we're going to look at the features and changes included on Windows 10 build 17074. This new test version of Windows 10 is part of the next feature update due in 2018, which currently we know it as the Redstone 4 or version 1803. Now let's have a closer look at the most worthy improvements in this release. In the Start menu, nothing is different, but now you're going to see the icons to access your pictures and documents by default. If you don't like the buttons, you can right click any of the items and then just click the personalize this list, turn them off. As you can see now, you only have the settings button. Quiet hours is a feature that allows you to stop notifications from getting on the way when you want to stay focused on a specific task, but it's been quite a limited feature. However, starting with build 17074, quiet hours gets more useful with new options to control the experience. These new options can be controlled using the settings app on system and on the new quiet hours page. And here you can turn on and off quiet hours with different settings. You can turn it completely off, or you can turn it on using priorities, and you can customize your priority list clicking this link. And here you can decide what notifications can break through quiet hours. You can choose to let calls, texts, and reminders, certain people in your contact list, or apps. There is even an option to turn on quiet hours, hiding all the notifications except for alarms. Automatic rules allows you to pick the time and activities when you don't want to be interrupted, and quiet hours will turn on automatically. For example, here you have three options that you can turn on and off. If you want to change the schedule, you're not limited for the schedule that is set right here. You can just click the option and set your own schedule. You can set to repeat and to use this schedule when using your priority list or the alarms only option. Here you can also select to stop notifications when you're duplicating the display to an external monitor, for example when you're giving a presentation. In the same way, you can use the drop-down menu to decide in which case you want to use this rule. If you don't want to get interrupted when playing games, you can also turn on this feature, which you can also control by clicking the item, and again you have a drop-down menu to decide when to apply this rule. If you don't want any of these rules to apply, simply turn off the option. On this page you can also check this option that allows you to see a summary of any missed notifications during quiet hours. If you're using Cortana, you can also have quiet hours to turn on while you're at home. One thing I noticed starting on build 17074, that even though now we have more options, you can no longer turn on and off quiet hours right clicking the Action Center button. The only way to turn it on and off is to open Action Center, and on the action buttons you can use the quiet hours button to turn on the feature. Now let's have a look at the other improvements in the settings app. On System, Sound, you will notice that at the bottom of the page there are two new options. When you click the app volume and device preferences, you can customize the preference for sound on your system globally and per app. If you change any of the settings, and if you want to go back to defaults, just press the reset button. And clicking the HMDS option, it will take you to this page where you can manage sound related settings for Windows mixed reality headsets. Okay, we already looked at the quiet hours settings, so we're just going to jump to the storage page, because the storage sense feature has been updated, and now it allows you to have a better control on how Windows 10 free up space on your computer. For example, now you can turn on the feature, but you can use the drop-down menu to decide when a storage sense should run on your device. Under temporary files, you only have a checkbox that allows you to delete temporary files from apps, and two drop-down menus that allows you to delete those files in recycle bin or the downloads folder that hasn't been modified in the last number of days that you can choose right here. If you select never, then files in those locations will not be deleted. Microsoft is also updating the page to remove temporary files from your computer. And basically what the company is doing now, on an effort to consolidate all the settings inside of the settings app, all the junk files that you can already delete from this cleanup now will be listed in here. So you can just simply select the items you want to delete and just click the remove files, and that will clear up a lot of space on your device. The about page has also been slightly updated, and now you can actually select the name of your computer, right click and copy that information, and you will notice on the right side that you can click the system info to open that experience so you can see other information about your computer. On devices and Pen and Windows Ink, you will also get an additional drop-down menu for this feature, so you can change the size of the font that Windows 10 uses to convert your handwriting into text. On apps and features, Microsoft now says that it has added the Manage App Execution Aliases to Windows 10 build 17.074, but this feature was actually included on 17.063, and basically app developers can include an alias name that you can use to run the app from command prompt, and on this page you can decide whether that app uses that app execution alias if, for example, you have multiple apps with the same name. On video playback, you also find a new option named Adjust Video based on lighting, and basically it automatically adjusts the video based on the lighting around your environment. But this will only works for those videos that are using a standard dynamic range or SDR. On time and language and region and language, well, nothing is actually new on this page, but I just wanted to point out that Microsoft now, starting with build 17.074, is making available language packs in the Microsoft Store, in addition to being available through this page, which according to the company allows them to offer updates more quickly using this new delivery mechanism. And that's pretty much all that's new with the improvements on the settings app. Now let's talk about Microsoft Edge, because in this preview, the web browser is getting a lot of new features and changes. First, let's talk about the hub experience, which has been redesigned. So now you have the icons with the name of the section on the left, and you have a lot of space to interact with that section and their settings. And if you don't like to see the names and you don't want to use too much space with this experience, you can click this button to collapse the names so you can only see the icons. When using the in private experience, Microsoft Edge now supports the ability for you to fill out a password automatically using the autofill feature, which wasn't available before. Also, extensions now are allowed to run in private, but you need to allow the extension to run in this environment. And you can easily do that by going to the extension settings, selecting the app, and making sure that the allowed for in private browsing option is checked. Starting with this new version of Windows 10, the web browser now can save card information, so you can quickly fill out payment forms on the web when you're purchasing products or making other forms of payments. If you're entering the card information for the first time, the web browser will ask you to save that information. In addition, any cards that you already have in file on your Microsoft account, they will be automatically available when you need it. Also, advanced settings, there is a new option that you can enable or disable to use the new feature, and you can manage your credit card's information clicking this button, and you can also add a new card if you need to. On this version, you can also right click the favorite bar and hide the bar if you want to, and also Microsoft says that now you can right click a favorite, hide its name individually, clicking this option instead of just one option to hide the names for all your favorites. In this new update, also the web browser has an option to allow you to never say passwords for a specific domain. Microsoft Edge now includes a new reading experience for reading view, PDF, and EPUB files. As you can see right here, now we have these floating elements for the address bar and the seek bar to find the page that you want to read. There is also a new feature called Notes that lists all your notes, highlights, and annotations in a book, which you can click to jump to a particular note that you wrote in the book. Notes also works for highlights and annotations in addition to notes that you leave inside of the book. In this new reading experience, you will also find a number of grammar tools that the browser is adding for text comprehension help. As you can see, you have a number of options: highlight nouns, verbs, and adjectives, and you can also split words into syllables. The library section located in the hubs has also been redesigned to give you books recommendations. There is also an option to filter expired rentals as well. Another improvement on this version of Microsoft Edge is the ability to dock the developer's tools to the right side. Before, it was only available on the bottom, but now you can dock it to the right side. And that's pretty much all that's new with this new version of Microsoft Edge. On Windows 10 build 17074, Microsoft is also adding a new handwriting panel that will pop up when tapping a text field with the pen, instead of opening the operating system handwriting panel. I don't have a touch screen with pen on this device, but you can see here this is a demonstration from Microsoft that shows you how that handwriting panel appears. So as you can see, if you tap the text box right there, you can do your handwriting, and Windows 10 will convert that handwriting into text. This is a smaller experience, but because it's based on the handwriting panel already available on Windows 10, you can use the same features that you will use on this handwriting panel. On Windows 10 build 17074, Microsoft is making some tweaks to the reveal effect when using the light theme. So basically, this has been around since the last build, but what's going on is that now when you use the light theme, like this one right here, all white, now the reveal effect will be more visible because it uses darker borders when selecting an item, and you will not only see this on the settings app but throughout Windows 10. Also, based on feedback, Microsoft made the decision to remove the border rebuild in list. It will be removed for the list view and tree view, and it will only be visible for navigation views. Basically, it means that when hovering over a list or a tree view, you will only see the borders of the items, and you will not see that reveal highlight that used to appear when hovering items on a list or tree view. And that's pretty much all that's new with Windows 10 build 17074. The performance of this preview is good, even though it has a number of bugs, and it includes the patches to mitigate the recent CPU flaws known as the meltdown and specter. As always, the download takes around 3 to 4 gigabytes, and anyone can get it by joining the Windows Insider program. You can do this by going to the Update and Security section and just signing in on the Windows Insider program section right here. And just remember that at this point, Windows 10 is not good enough to be installed on your primary machine. Remember to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and I just hope this video was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.